Hi, this is Chicago poet DJ Laity. I want to tell you about my new book, Disco Hypnotic. Disco Hypnotic is a book that actually does something. It teaches you how to perform mind tricks, sort of like self-hypnosis. And the object of these mind trips is to recall your archived memories, because archived memories are causing you to waste your mental energy. By recalling these archived memories, you will experience an increase in your available mental energy. Before I can teach you to take a mind trip, I need to tell you a little bit about your mind. You see, your mind is a discotheque with an elaborate groove, and your groove is a chronological recording of all your memories from the moment of your conception to the now. You may think of your groove as a dusty old vinyl phonograph album with thousands upon thousands of cuts that you have never played in their entirety, but it is more like an inscribable and playable disc with 8 tracks of 3D data, including sights, sounds, smells, tastes, textures, emotion, sorrow, and pain, constantly recording and playing at the same time. Data is recorded onto your groove with a fluctuating volume in direct proportion to your various levels of consciousness throughout your life. Your B-side is the flip side of your groove. Your B-side is recorded with a fluctuating volume in direct proportion to the various levels of unconsciousness throughout your life. Memories that have low volume on your groove have high volume on your B-side. When you are completely unconscious, there appears to be a blank space, an IQ, on your groove where your memory should be. These blank spaces are not exactly blank because your B-side data can be found on your groove as jive, but jive is recorded with such low volume that you barely know it exists. Groovy memories are high-volume recordings of events in your life during which something excites your senses. Groovy memories contain wonderful vibes and they are easily recalled. Memories that exist on your groove in low volume are difficult to recall. Memories that are difficult to recall are your archived memories. The 7 types of archived memories are as follows. Number 1, obscure memory. You can easily recall the time when Evel Knievel crashes his motorcycle after jumping the fountains at Caesar's Palace because it is a groovy memory. But can you recall if you have a glass of Tang when you crash on the Lazy Boy and watch Speed Racer on the boob tube? Nothing much happens on that day. It's obscure. An obscure memory is recorded with low volume in direct proportion to your level of consciousness when you are bored or barely paying attention. Is obscure. A groovy memory may contain obscure poop, such as the inch-high private eye lunchbox you have in 3rd grade, the stain on the seat of your first Chevy, or the airplane that flies overhead during your graduation. There is no need to recall your obscure memories, other than as stepping stones to other archived memories. Obscure memories contain neutral vibe. Number 2 is your soul train memory. Most of sleep is considered obscure, but your groove is also engraved with dream images called soul train memories. A soul train memory may be groovy if it is striking, but more often than not, it is difficult to recall. Soul train memories offer clues that can help you recall your other archived memories. Soul train memories need to be entertained. They represent either good or bad vibes. Number 3 is your dusty memory. A dusty memory is a groovy memory that has been forgotten. Enough happens in your dusty memory that you can recall it in Technicolor once you are reminded of it, but nothing in your life so far has stimulated its memory to the surface. Sensory data in the now that does stimulate a dusty memory to surface is called a request. An instance of a dusty memory being requested might be when an old friend reminds you about the time when you both run for the bus stop through the pouring rain and the bus drives into a puddle and you both get drenched. Your response is, "Say what?" But then the memory surfaces and you recall it with great detail. You say, "Far out, I haven't thought about that in years." A request could also be as simple as a smell or a taste or any other sensory stimulation causing you to recall any archived memory. Dusty memories need to be recalled. They contain good vibes. Number 4 is your pop hit memory. Pop hit memories contain anguish. Unless otherwise specified as physical, anguish is any negative emotion, usually caused by threat of loss, as long as the emotion does not transcend into sorrow. Pop hit memories are always emotional memories. They are the memories during which you are upset, distraught, stressed out, perhaps afraid, embarrassed, angry, vengeful, or disappointed. When you get a scolding as a child, unless Dad beats you with the phone book and knocks you unconscious like mine does, your discotheque records the data onto your groove as a pop hit memory. Your discotheque doesn't like to recall pop hit memories, so they are archived. For instance, how many times have you recalled in great detail your memory of getting suspended or fired or having to face everyone after making a fool of yourself at the office party? However, it is important to recall pop hit memories because these memories are the triggers that cock your heavy memories and cause the irritation cycle to begin. You think that you are bugging because your check bounces, and you think that is why you honk your horn and shout out up yours to some cheese weasel, but you are merely acting like a poser. Pop hit memories need to be disarmed. They contain bad vibes. Number 5 is sad song memory. Sad songs contain sorrow. Sorrow is severe emotional trauma caused by loss. The death of a loved one is a sad song memory. The death of your dog Benji could be one too. The loss of your job, if you like your job and depend on it, could transcend from a pop hit into a sad song memory. Sad song may be when someone you care about suffers a loss. Finding out your daughter is badly injured is sorrowful. Having to send your grandmother to an old folks' home against her wishes is sorrowful. Sorrow on your groove can consist of several sad songs. This would be especially true for sorrow caused by the loss of freedom, such as a lengthy prison term. If the intensity of your sorrow is great enough, your discotheque blows a fuse and your groove flips so that part of your sad song is recorded onto your B-side. When this happens, there appears to be a blank space on your groove where your memory should be. A severe loss, such as the death of a husband, may cause various levels of unconsciousness due to the shock for weeks or months. Sad songs need to be reduced. They contain very bad vibes. Number 6 is a heavy memory. A heavy memory contains pain. Unless otherwise specified as emotional, pain means pain. Anytime you're so injured, sick, or poisoned that you pass out, your discotheque flips to your B-side. Memories that contain high levels of unconsciousness are recorded onto your groove with such low volume that you can't remember what happens in them. You can easily remember that you pass out, but you can't remember what happens while you are passed out. In order to discover the poop of your heavy memory, you need to scratch your groove so that a pain manifests in the now as a beat effect while you are in a disconotic state. Heavy memories are destructive to your discotheque. They need to be diffused. They contain extremely bad vibes. The final type of archived memory is your punk memory. A punk memory contains both sorrow and pain and is usually a life-changing event. Examples of a punk memory may include an auto accident during which you are injured and your friend dies, giving birth to a stillborn, being seriously ill as your mate leaves you, getting raped, losing a limb, injury to your eyes that causes blindness, or any memory during which you experience physical pain while suffering a loss. Punk memories tear your discotheque apart. They need to be mellowed. They contain horrible vibes. In my book, Disco Hypnotic, I will teach you how to entertain your soul-trained memories, how to recall your dusty memories, how to disarm your pop hit memories, how to reduce your sad song memories, how to diffuse your heavy memories, and how to mellow your punk. Go to discohypnotic.com. It's pretty groovy, man.